Welcome back to another episode of the Tape Box.
Aha.
I'm your host Ryan, as always.
And I'm Justin.
As always.
As per usual.
Nothing has changed. Except your day was shit. My day was shit.
Nothing is, what? I was gonna say fucking nothing is nothing is gonna like, bro, I don't know.
Are you okay? Alright,
No.
let's just, shut your face.
I'm like, what?
Alright. Topic for today. The topic for today.
That totally just fell out of my fucking brain. I was like, nah, never mind.
You ever thought about, like, the value of money?
And how I have none?
R.I.P. my wallet. No, like, okay, so you take $100 bill, right? You know, it's like the crisp brown dollar bill here in Canada.
Robert Borden on it.
I don't know.
I think so.
I ain't that deep into
I think
it.
so.
But then you take the $50 bill and it's red, you know, green.
We're the
purple,
only country
blue.
that does colored money, I think. I'm
Well-
probably wrong saying that. But we got colored money because we're fan.
So does that mean more colors? Like colors are worth different values? Because like it's literally made out of the same material.
Yeah, we got plastic money now.
We literally have this. The $20 bill is the exact same material as the like $100 bill, but suddenly, just because one is brown and one of them is green,
Just because it's painted differently.
they're like,
It's got different
like,
numbers.
is brown ink harder to come by? Like just
No.
like coinage.
Yeah,
It's weird.
It's goofy that I feel like you're gonna say the same thing I'm about to say, that the dime is worth more, but it's smaller than the nickel is.
I think it's like different material,
No,
but I doubt it. I don't
they're
know.
all like silver or whatever. They're definitely not made of silver,
Yeah,
I don't think, but they look silver.
but like
Isn't that weird too? That
What?
silver is like a color, but it's also like a metal. Like it's like a material.
I guess so. Yeah.
But is silver silver? Yes.
I would say so.
You would
I would sure should
Well,
hope so.
well,
anyway.
it probably is when it's like heated and like shaped. But I feel like if you went and just like mined silver right now, it's like fucking brown. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like an ore, so it's like,
I guess so. Yeah, it'd be all probably like gnarly and stuff.
yeah. But like gold is gold. Like, have you seen those fucking shows like Gold Runners or whatever? You know, those
Yeah.
stupid like Gold Rush and like all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
stupid
yeah.
shows, and they're out there like sifting for gold, and it's like little poop nuggets of gold. That
Yeah,
are,
they
like,
find like tiny specks. Of
and it's
gold.
like, oh, that's 400,000 right there.
I'm like, what?
You're like,
I'm
give me a
you-
pan.
You did almost no work.
Y'all motherfuckers hiring?
You dug a hole and sifted, and you got rid of dirt and mud. I'm like, well, mud is dirt.
Oh, mud is wet dirt. Dirt is dirt.
Dirt is dirt.
That's so fucking stupid.
Mud is just wet dirt.
It's disgusting. Like who decided what ore is worth what? Why isn't copper worth more than gold? Well, I guess it's harder to come by.
Yeah, let's say maybe it's harder to find.
Well, yeah, you would think now.
But back to the money thing.
Yeah, that was something.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like $5 should be worth the same amount as $100 because it's the same fucking thing.
Then, well, I feel like it was maybe per se, like, or yeah. At one point, we had all of like one currency, like it was all like $1 bills, for example.
Yeah.
But then they were like, okay, well, I don't want to walk around and hold 100 $1 bills, so they decided they'll have $100 bill.
But why did they decide we should do brown?
Well, that's
Like-
relatively new though, isn't it? Or no.
No, I think it's always been brown. Well,
Well,
as long
I
as
feel
I
like
can
it. I
remember
feel like
anything.
I feel like it was kind of like late '90s. Maybe they started because the bills were paper before that. You remember paper bills, obviously.
yeah,
we're not that young.
I'm pretty sure the 100 was brown too.
Yeah, probably. But like at one point, they all would have been. Well, all the American dollars are green.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We used to have like $1,000 bills too, like long ago, which is fucked.
yeah, who the
It's
fuck's on
fucked
that?
how
God?
there used to be $1,000 bills, like way back when, but it was harder to come by $1,000 back then. But now that it's easier to come by, they're like, no, like,
Nah.
it doesn't make any fucking sense. Money doesn't make sense, and just like, okay, money is like money's printable, and I know that like you have to like there's like certain like processes that has to go through, and you have to pay for it, right? But for all like for say if you printed out $10 million, right? The processes of making that $10 million would not cost $10 million.
No.
You know what I mean? So like, why
Dude.
can't they just print a fucking like absolutely disgusting amount of money and just give it to people? But then again, because you and I had this conversation.
We
the
had
other
this
day.
conversation
Yeah, we always,
in like the
we always
last 2
meet.
episodes.
And like it'd be like almost like if everybody paid with like diamonds, like if that was like currency.
Like the black market trading.
Yeah,
type
it would
shit.
be like less valuable because there's more of it.
Exactly. So you'd have to create more value because people have more of it.
Right.
But then it, dude, yeah, it's like an endless
know what they
cycle
should
that
do?
never makes sense.
People who have more money should become less valuable. Because that kind of makes sense, does it not?
Yeah, I suppose.
Because if everybody had the same amount of money, then like, my mind is fucking racing, bro.
Yeah, man.
My life got flipped, turned upside down.
I thought we were a comedy podcast, not a fucking financial
We're talking about
podcast.
business and finance.
Speaking of businesses,
Little life lessons.
speaking of businesses, since we're like alcoholics, how cool would it be to like start like a bar? Like to just go buy like a little plot, not like a plot of land, but go buy like a building.
You think would you rather start with a building business or do kind of like, I mean, I know it's illegal to like run a bar out of your household, but like, or would you make kind of like an underground kind of bar, you know?
For your buddies, for like some
Like,
close
would you
friends.
start there first?
Well, I would. Like
Make a little home bar for your friends.
yeah.
And then kind of
Exactly, because you'd want to like kind of master the craft, especially like cocktails and weird shit, because that stuff's fucking difficult, dude.
that's something we like haven't really got into a lot.
We like
Like you and
touched
I
on
make
it
like
once, I
very
think.
basic cocktail, like
We screwdriver,
yeah, like it's
rum and coke. That's it.
mimosas, like not
So,
even half the time.
No,
but-
I would. Yeah, I'd love to like go and like buy like those little pour nozzles and like one of those metal shaker cups and the strainer. Like I'd love to make like cocktails, like for real. That would be sick.
Well, it's chilling in my Amazon cart.
Yeah, it's just
you and
sitting
I
in-
were gonna get it,
Sitting in your Amazon cart, just like collecting dust,
but
just like
No,
your
I
Nintendo
think
Switch,
literally, I have not touched that thing.
just
in
collecting
months.
dust.
But you know what? We'll be right back on the bar thing.
Yeah, hold that thought.
The Nintendo Switch thing, I bought it because I had one before, okay, and I sold it, and I was like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have sold it," because when I sold it, I wanted to play it, right? And then I bought another one again, and I haven't played it for like fucking like a half a year. But if I sell it,
Then you'll want it.
then I'll want to play it.
Exactly. It's better to have it and not need it.
than to need it and not have it.
Oh yeah.
We finish each other's sentences. And like it's there's also another factor that if I sell it, right, my bills will be like, thanks, and take all that money away.
But also the value of it slowly depreciating.
Yeah. But it'll go down and it'll go back up again. Just like if if you sold a PS2 or some shit like that, right? They're worth more now because they're harder to get.
Exactly. You should just hold on to that for
Fucking
like
money.
12, 20 fucking years and then sell that thing.
Literally.
That'd be sick.
Anyway, back to the bar. Yeah.
Back to the bar.
I think I would rather have like a little underground basement bar sort of thing for me and for the buddies.
Me and the
stuff.
homies.
Just to see like how it goes, get all set up, and then so I can get like some ground knowledge.
Yeah.
But I think to own an actual bar would be fucking sick.
But you'd have to work long days, dude. Like
Yeah,
you'd be in
until
that
you
bitch.
have enough money to hire other people.
And even still, you'd want to be in there, making sure everything's going right. People aren't like giving out free stuff. Like like you'd want to be in there like managing. You'd want to be in there like swimwear. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think if you for say we opened a bar tomorrow,
Ooh. Call it Joe's.
Joe Mama's.
Yeah.
Do you think you would want to manage the bar for ever?
Probably.
Yeah, you don't think like you'd
Well,
hire other people?
Oh, eventually I'd give
as
people
management?
yeah, I'd give people like lead positions and like stuff like that. Like I'd let you like close it all and like count the money and eventually,
Yeah.
But you'd have to like, for me personally, you'd have to like earn my trust to do that. Like I couldn't just hire somebody and then work there for like a couple months and then be like, okay, here are the key. Here's the keys and the deed to the property. Like, I could never know.
No, it takes a lot of.
It would always have to be like me,
especially
for
like if
years.
it's your business.
Yeah,
too. Like
exactly.
if it's someone else's business, fuck it. Like
yeah,
like if it was
exactly.
like a big ass corporation, it's easy to give keys to like people.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that company has like shit.
Like where you and where you and I both work, we both have keys, don't we?
Mm.
Exactly.
Well,
and do you know that person, the owner, the manager? Like you know the manager, but you don't know like the owner.
I don't know. No, I do not know the owner.
And they were just like, "Hey, here you go." Who the fuck are you compared to them? Nah, like if I was, and if it was my business, dude, I'd have to like know that person. Like I'd have to trust that person. I'd have to quote quote break bread with that person to like give them that fucking
okay, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like it takes a lot of fucking trust because who's to say that at the end of the night they're not going to take out all the money and be like, peace.
Literally.
I mean, it's if you have cameras and shit, you can obviously like get them like in trouble. But still, though, like that whole it would be a fucking mess.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
That's something I'd love to do eventually, though. That'd be sick.
Is that the only type of business that you think you'd ever open?
I don't really. I wouldn't know what else, like what to do with anything else. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, we drink enough to fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like an expert. Except on like making cocktails, but like I mean. I'm pretty good for like lower,
how hard is it to make
dropping the prices a little so you draw more crowds so you end up making more money, like like that type of shit.
$3,
like,
$4 beers.
Yeah, that type of shit. That type of shit I'm into. Like I can understand that stuff. So
isn't it also weird? Sorry to cut you off, but like how how different places sell different beers at like a certain price.
Mm.
Like today, I went and ordered like a certain beer, like an import beer.
Mm.
Corona, not a sponsor. Please
be.
And it was like, like $5. Which,
but if you go somewhere else, it's like $6.
It's like $7.
But
and shit. So like it was like $4.99, which is fucking crazy because it was the same price as like a Budweiser.
That's a great deal.
Like, how the also Budweiser's not a sponsor, but I love you. Like, I don't understand why they're the same price. Because everywhere else that I go, so like Budweiser is like
the king of beer.
It's made like not like rurally, but
locally, kind of. They definitely have a brewery
closer than Mexico. That's for sure.
In like Ontario or Montreal or something, there's probably like a factory or something.
But Corona comes from like south. Like,
yeah.
So why the fuck is it the same price?
But
elsewhere they're like, you want to pay $900 for a beer? Sure, order a Corona.
Well, that's how.
Pay $3 for a fucking pitcher of beer? Budweiser. I'm like,
well, the way, because they buy it at like a bulk price, so either way, it doesn't matter to say Budweiser because they already paid for the Budweiser. So however much you want to sell it, if you want to lose money, sell it for $1. Who cares? Because Budweiser made their money.
They already got their money,
so they don't care. So now it's up to you how you want to sell it.
Okay, this is actually going to help us.
There's definitely like a point of like you can't sell it that low. Because they need to make their money back, obviously, right? Yeah. So, like, you need enough money to pay Budweiser, per se, right?
And then make a return.
Make money off of how much you paid them, somehow. Right? So, there's obviously a point that you can't stoop under, but you want to drop it low enough to draw in the crowd, but enough to make money. Like, you got to find your happy place.
Like, you got to at least double your profit. Like, once you buy it, you're down money. You're going to want to make that money back and then
you can buy more with what you made, right? It's you have to
literally double your money.
Business is fucking
at least
fascinating. Yeah. Like I love this shit.
So
I love talking money. I'm not very smart, mind you, but I love talking.
Am I money smart either? No, absolutely not.
I love talking business.
I buy a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, honestly.
I was actually talking about this to a girl at work today. I'm a cheap person, but not like it's weird. I'm a cheap person, but like not really. Like buy one good quality shirt for $50 or 3 non like great shirts for $50. I'd buy 3 shirts for $50. So like peak the shirt I'm wearing, but I mean. Also, where I work, I get like 900 shirts for $6. Like
I know it's like that fucking Gucci Mane meme I seen where he's like buy or like spend like $300 at the mall. He's like, but then you fucking pay $30 to renew your license. He's like, ugh.
That's what I mean. Like I would rather I'd rather spend like either way I'm spending $50. Like it doesn't really fucking matter. Or like if I buy food.
So you're quantity over quality then?
Essentially.
For the most part, but I feel like it depends.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I guess so. Like it really depends on what it is, but for the 90% of the time, I would say 80% of the time, it's quantity over quality. Because but in my own defense, I have owned like a lot of like not brand name shit, and it's lasted sometimes longer than brand name shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Like,
but that again is turning profit because they buy all these things cheap, sell them high, but they just put their logo on it.
That's not that, and that's also what I was talking about at work.
Yeah,
like there's sometimes there'll be like jackets or something like that, or not even necessarily at my work, but at other like bigger companies. It's the same fucking thing. It's like everywhere else.
Same clothes, bro. Cotton
it's probably a little bit. It's made a little bit better, right? Like there's more like attention to detail and all that shit, but fucking like 70% of that price is because they stamped a logo on it.
Yeah, just like all the Gucci
and people pay for the logo, man, or the style, you know.
Yeah, they pay for the brand. They pay for the clout.
Yeah, literally.
They want to look cool wearing it in public.
Like Gucci, definitely not a fucking sponsor.
Fuck off.
Like, you're telling me you're gonna sell a pair of sandals for $1,000? Like,
bruh. That's just ridiculous. That's redonkulous.
You know where I got my sandals? Not those ones, but my other ones. The dollar store. $4,
yeah,
bro.
Maybe Walmart.
You know
if
what?
I'm feeling bougie.
Them bitches is waterproof too.
I sure hope so.
Well, like Gucci, they're like, no, it's actually made out of paper.
Have you ever wore water shoes before? Like those weird
with the toes?
No. Like those weird. They're almost like. I don't even know. They're hard to explain. They're kind of like slippers of the sea.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like you put them on and they're like hard bottom.
Like the little like.
Yeah, and they're like mesh on top, but they're like hard bottom.
Yeah.
So not hard bottom, but they're like a sneaker on the bottom, kind of. Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah, I've only ever worn.
They're kind of gross.
Once. Yeah.
Have you ever been in the water with shoes on? Like, say you like stepped in like a creek by accident when you were a kid, like walking along like walking through the woods. Your feet get heavy, dog. Like it's crazy.
Immediately, because like your shoe is just like thank you, and just takes all that water, just logs it. It's just going like with a straw.
Man, it's fucking nasty.
But have you ever wore those toe shoes though?
I've never personally wore a pair of toe shoes before. I don't think.
You're fucking missing out.
Didn't you say they were weird? But you were like toe socks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are weird, but it feels kind of natural though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But like toe socks, that's where the shit's at. That is like
I've never wore toe socks.
You should get a pair of fuzzy ass, like I'm talking like fuzzy ass toe socks. I don't even own a pair, but I've had them on and it was a blessing. Like
I think,
but your toes get more cold.
Cause
I don't know why. I think it's just because like in your sock there's more like hot air almost. You know what I mean? Because like your toes are kind of just exposed on their own.
It's the cracks in between the toes.
See what I'm saying?
That's
like,
where you lose a lot of heat in the cracks.
Yeah. In your sock, like a regular sock, like there's like hot air. Like,
your toes are like hugging each other,
blessing each other.
Yeah.
But with like there's cracks between the toes and shit with like actual toe socks that could just get cold. Well, kind of.
So it's kind of like sleeping with a blanket versus sleeping in like pajamas and a sweater. Yeah. Because the blanket keeps all the heat in, as a sock would. But if you were wearing things that were like, fitted like, like to your body, like a sleeve and a pant leg, you'd be cold.
Yeah.
But if you wore a blanket, nope.
Because with the blanket, it keeps the hot
trapping
air
all the heat.
There's like more air
around
circulating.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
Same thing with toe socks.
Damn.
We went from money to toe socks.
You know what's odd, dog, is like you're under your blanket and you rip ass. You're just like, it doesn't bother you until you smell it, but it's still just as gross as before.
Yeah.
Because now my arm smells like
bunk ass.
It smells like, I don't know, Thai Express. Deep fried egg. Like, it smells like nast.
Like, do you ever try to like You don't want to smell your shit.
So you open it on the side and try and
open
let
it
out.
kind of down the side, or you kind of just like trap it in. But you like really trap it in.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, I'm just gonna like wait for it to just fucking go away.
Are you a side sleeper?
I would say I'm an
Sleep-
avid side sleeper.
Sleep on your side?
I sleep on my right side more than my left. But I do sleep on my back
I
side.
feel like I'm left
But-
side, but you're right-handed.
I am.
And I'm left-handed, and I sleep on my left side.
We just-
But you wouldn't think you'd want to put that much like pressure on your like your left side or your left arm,
yeah.
because you'd want to have it like. But I guess. But would you say your right arm's stronger than your left arm? Probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like if, but like, well, no, that doesn't really make sense. I was gonna say if you're gonna hit something, obviously you'd use your dominant hand, which would be your right hand.
Yeah.
But do you think your right arm's stronger than your left arm?
Maybe. I don't know.
You feel like you're in an equilibrium? I doubt it. You're definitely stronger on one side, but you probably just don't know. Like you don't like experience.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say my right side because that's the side I use for like
Exactly.
everything.
So naturally it probably is because you're used to doing more things with that side.
Yeah.
I would say my right arm's stronger than my left arm, but if I was gonna like write down something, it'd be with my left hand. If I was gonna if I was at the gym, like my right arm's definitely carrying my left arm. Like it's definitely doing more.
Isn't it weird how like your body just decides? It's like now we left-handed. Like,
No, well, I don't think so. Because I imagine it's whenever you learn how to do something, whichever way you do it, whichever way somebody shows you how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. Or are your parents left-handed?
No.
So I guess you just.
But I feel like when I was a child, I was like using like my left hand. Maybe I don't know. I should ask them.
do
They
it.
probably don't know.
Well, they might like. Yeah, they probably. Did. I guess they.
My
Probably
mom
didn't.
would know.
She probably
Every
didn't
time I
pay
like,
attention
every
to
time
you
I like
being
ask my dad something, he's like, "Ask your mother."
Yeah, literally though. Do you think that's just because they don't know, or just because they don't give a shit?
No, my dad just doesn't like
He doesn't know.
remember like certain little things like that.
Yeah. Well, do you think your mom would know?
Yes.
Like being like,
That, probably.
yeah, you used your left hand as a kid to play with your little shit toys. Like, do you think your mom would actually know that?
So listen to this though. So if you were playing with a little Hot Wheels, use your right hand.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would also use my right hand. I don't know.
So what's
dude.
wrong with you then?
I don't make any sense because say if I was gonna like swing a bat, it'd be like right-handed, which
Yeah.
is like your left arm out like towards, right?
Yeah, you put your right hand on
Because
top.
that's the power doing all the swinging from the back, right?
Yeah.
But if I was gonna like, you
But
know,
isn't that kind of like your left hand though?
because it's in front.
Because you're pulling.
Yeah, but in the same sense, like in like to use boxing as an example, like if you're right-handed, no, it'd be the other way around because the right arm's your strong arm, so it'd be back here, so you can come out with it.
But I feel like I would do this.
So then you box left-handed.
No. What the hell?
Yeah, I know.
Ah.
Because the left hand, so if you're right-handed, your right hand's back a little bit, so your left hand's like fast doing all the jabbing. But if you're gonna like swing like hard or do like a hook, it'd be with like your right hand.
Oh, maybe I would do that.
Or do like an uppercut, it would come up with your right arm or something, right? Weird.
For all of you who, none of you can see us, but we're literally sitting here imaginary boxing, fucking everything.
We're like shadow boxing.
We need to get a
nothing.
webcam, I swear. But like,
when I first, because I used to be in boxing when I was a little younger. When I first started, I learned left-handed. So
you're
I
powering with your left hand.
yeah, at first, but then eventually I like realized and was talking to like the coach about it. He said, "Okay, so try this, then try like turning it the opposite way." So my left hand's out front. So my left hand's doing all the jabbing. My right hand was power, and that was like perfect. That was like way better.
So, but I like if I like just fuck around and pull up my fist, I'm usually like.
Yeah, because you want to lead with your strong hand, but that's not what you should do.
But maybe I would like go like hard with my left
Maybe.
and fast jab with my right because I'm
Maybe.
like more used to like
Perhaps.
doing activities.
Because
with
I
my
remember
right
when I
hand.
first started and we would like spar, which is like practice with somebody, like against somebody.
Yeah.
I could only ever do it with the other guy that was also left-handed, and it was weird. It didn't really work out because I just wasn't comfortable doing that. I just thought I sucked, I guess, at the time. But then once I switched and I started like doing it with other people that were right-handed, it like felt better, made more sense.
Did I know you when you were in boxing?
I was like between like 10 and 13.
So no.
So yes, probably. Well, like near the end of it, probably.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
Because when I was in grade 7 is when I joined cadets, and
Right.
the cadets.
Isn't that fucked?
And the
Grade
cadets.
7.
Yeah, and the cadets used to interfere with the boxing. Because boxing was Monday, Wednesday, Friday night. Cadets on Wednesday night.
Right.
So I couldn't go to the Wednesday nights. I could only do Monday and Friday nights.
So you chose cadets over boxing.
Yeah, big time.
Really?
Well, because there's only once a week, where boxing was 3 times a week.
But imagine if you stuck with that instead.
Boxing?
Yeah. Do you think your life would be like hella different now?
Probably not.
What happens if you went to like major leagues?
I like
Some
never
shit
stayed in it. I was literally in it for like maybe like a year and a half or something.
That's a long time, bud. Like
Yeah.
that
I don't even know if it was that long, actually. Probably wasn't even that long.
But even still, at least
Because I remember
you
I was like
were
a scared little kid. Like in there, like I was fine, obviously, with like the bag and like the cardio and whatever. But like when I started doing it with people, dude, it was like scary. Because it's like fighting. Like you're fighting.
Yeah, you don't want to like get the shit kicked out of you.
Obviously not with the people that are in your club because you're just practicing.
Yeah.
But I remember that the coach told me that because it ended before the summer because it got too hot because we trained like down in a basement.
Yeah.
Well, like a basement like of a building. So it was like
Yeah.
set up right, but it got like really hot down there. So we didn't do it in the summer, and I also went away with cadets for the summer. So it worked out pretty fucking well, dude.
Right.
But then he told me the next year I came back, he was gonna schedule my first like actual fight with somebody from a different club, and I never went back.
And you were like, yeah.
Because I was like 12, and I was like, fuck that, dog. Fuck that.
Man, like, a friend of mine is like, she used to do like Taekwondo shit, and she showed me like videos. Holy fuck, dude, it gets intense. She roundhoused somebody and knocked her clean out. It was fucking crazy.
That's
like,
badass.
Yeah. Like the girl came at her and she just fucking spun around, kicked her right in the mug, and then just fucking went down. That was it.
Roundhouse your ass.
Literally, turn around and fucking just whap right in the fucking nostrils.
Jeez.
Knocked her clean out.
That's sick. Yeah, that shit's badass.
Yeah. But boxing, you're like in there. Because Taekwondo, you use like certain moves and like all this shit.
Boxing, it's straight up, you're fist fighting.
Boxing, you're just in there. Like you're fist fighting somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were just in regular boxing.
Yeah.
So there's not
boxing.
even like kicking
Nope.
or nothing like that. It's
Yeah.
just fucking
Boxing, yeah.
full fisticuffs. Like
Yeah.
that is it.
I remember though the coach was like an Olympian at one point. Like he was like Canada,
Jesus
like
Christ.
boxing for Canada. And we went to like his house for like a barbecue one time and all this shit. And he was like showing us clips of him like fighting some German boxer and shit. Like yeah, dude. Like
Kicked his ass or
I don't remember.
did he get his
I don't
ass
think
kicked?
so. I don't think he won. But regardless, it was badass.
Yeah, either way, I guess so.
It was fucking cool just to know that you're getting trained by like a former Olympian.
A guy who was literally just kicking ass,
Yeah.
taking not even taking names. Who cares?
Fuck
Who cares about
them.
the names?
Fuck them. I don't care.
You know that guy? Fuck him.
Fuck that guy. See that guy? I don't like that guy. So I'm gonna box to cuff him. Fucking man. I don't know if I would do that shit now.
No,
I don't know.
it would be a lot different now.
Now, yeah.
Because you'd be fighting like
Adults.
Yeah.
Like men.
yeah, literally. Because you're almost 22.
But when I was there,
Near 22.
but when I was young like that, I think I was fighting some like 16. We're not fighting, but like sparring like some 16-year-old, 17-year-old dude.
Yeah. Well, probably because he like knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and he was like the only guy that was left-handed at the time. I remember.
He probably wouldn't have like kicked your ass or nothing like that.
No.
But like, he would have put the beatings to you a little bit. At
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
Just
I was there like
get you toughed out.
11, 12,
Toughed
maybe.
out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, boxing is crazy.
It'd
bro.
be interesting to do
Ever
it now.
Have you ever been like hit in the face with?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like
With one of the gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
it does not feel good.
No.
Like
But like when
it
we
hurts.
were training and because we were like young and probably like the regulation around there when I was doing it, we had to wear like those like weird little helmet things, but like
Yeah.
your face was exposed, so you could literally just get whapped in the fucking nose.
right in the schnoz.
Yeah, I've definitely been hit in the nose before.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's something that fucks me over, dude. Getting hit in the nose.
Yeah,
I don't
that's,
know
like,
what
the
it
worst
is.
thing.
Ever since that time, like throwback to the episode where I talked about my broken nose. Ever since that time, every time that like something like goes on my nose, like if you were to literally take my nose and grab it and pinch it like that, my nose would bleed.
Yeah, well,
like,
because it's not set
now,
properly.
like, yeah,
Your
it
nose
would
is
bleed.
like crooked,
Yeah,
sort of.
a little bit. It goes like to the left a little bit.
Yeah,
What
So I
happens
feel
if I would just be like.
So I feel like your joint isn't like all there. Like I feel like
Well,
it's like
I don't even know if it would like snap back because like it's been like that for
yeah.
since I was like a wee little child.
Since you were a wee laddie.
Wee laddie.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 30 long minutes of us bullshitting about money and
Kickboxing.
boxing and noses and whatever else we talked about in the middle there. That was
Fucking toe shoes. And socks
yeah,
and shit.
socks, bar companies.
Well, you're welcome.
That was pretty sick though. But we're gonna make like a baby and head out. So follow us on all of our social medias. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. You know, like, subscribe, comment on YouTube. We also are available on Spotify. But until next time, take care, kids.
We'll see you then.